Hello, this is Patty Joe, and anybody who's been looking at some of this realize that I've come up with a new hobby. I used to be a paramedic in the Baltimore City Fire Department, and mm, I'm now unable to do that. I also would have to say I am so worried about my coworkers. It is such a toxic environment. I think a lot of our cities have become toxic environments. I think a lot of the agencies working for those cities have become toxic environments. Let's take a look at a couple of things that have happened in the past only few days in Baltimore. This is the second police involved shooting. Um, you can see here. This is the second police involved shooting this year for Baltimore City, as I understand it. I could be wrong. This comes from BFF Fox 45 in Baltimore. This was a few days ago. It is saying it just happened, but I saved the video because I got a little busy and I couldn't get to it. I did also listen to the actual radio traffic, and I considered putting that in here, but I'm not going to because it is really toxic. And quite frankly, I couldn't get it through it in one sitting. But let's go ahead.
Involved discharging.
We are following breaking news. That was the chaotic moments on the Baltimore Police scanner when officers shot and killed an armed man in southeast Baltimore today near Patterson Park. That's a live look from the scene right now on the top right of your screen.
Acting Commissioner Richard Worley confirms it.
The picture of the weapon on the ground, I don't know if we're going to see it here, is an automatic weapon, and it has, instead of a magazine, it has, with the bullets in it, it has actually a drum of bullets. So I'm not even sure how many. Maybe somebody can tell me how many bullets that holds.
Commenting on the bravery of officers who responded, saying the suspect opened fire on them.
Again, the bravery of our men and women going out here every single day and addressing the
toxic
in the city to keep the city safe. I can't be more proud of what they do every single day.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary Bubala.
I'm Kai Jackson. Fox 45 News has been following this breaking news all afternoon.
That's right. Fox 45's Vincent Hill joins us live from the scene with the very latest on what happened out there today. Vince?
Kai, Mary, I want to direct your attention to this black Toyota Camry. It's the center of this investigation that led to shots between a suspect and Baltimore police.
What seemed like a quiet afternoon.
I just heard like a rapid.
It's in the middle of the day.
Bullets, like a pop, 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 like that.
Quickly turned into chaos in East Baltimore near Patterson Park.
Look at those bullet
shootings, but to be honest, not this close to my house. Maybe a little bit further down there, there's usually some police activity.
That police activity, an officer-involved shooting.
Northbound on Milton. Oh, I got him. He's shooting.
Our officers saw an individual who they knew was on a warrant. They attempted to engage the officer. He fled from officers. At some point, his vehicle became disabled.
Seconds later, police returning fire.
As the suspect continued down Milton Street, he continued to fire at our officers. Other additional officers came from the opposite direction, engaged the suspect.
Video posted to the Citizen app that we've blurred out showed a body on Milton Avenue.
I know that there's a place for these things, but having been on Citizen app and criticized for, I don't know, my speed or, whether I use my right hand or left hand for something, or, even this where they have the poor person's body on full display. This gets put on an app that other people just randomly look at. Citizen app is kind of the devil.
Just a block from Patterson Park.
No officers were injured. At this time, we've activated our critical incidents reporting.
Meanwhile, the AG's office is also here investigating this since this was a deadly officer-involved shooting. VPD says the suspect, who is described as a 40-year-old black male, was armed with a handgun and an assault rifle with a fully loaded magazine. For now, we're live in Baltimore. Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.
Vincent, thank you. Well, tonight's shooting was the second police shooting in the
I
city
was
this
right.
year. The acting commissioner said
This is the first shooting. I don't know if I'm going to play this whole thing because the first shooting involved a juvenile, but we'll see. He actually is holding a weapon. This is very common in Baltimore. They behave as if this is a video game, and I'm really stuck between our rights to carry and, should children be carrying? Maybe not in this day and age. When we were fighting to free our country, I don't know, is that different?
says the consent decree monitors are being notified. Just over a month
Look
ago,
at it.
BPD released body cam footage of an officer shooting 17-year-old Mekhi Franklin. At the time, then Commissioner Michael Harrison praised officers for taking guns off the streets without shooting anyone.
He actually did not. I
We
don't
took
think he died,
2,400
thank
guns,
goodness.
2,600 guns plus off the streets last year with more than 1,600 arrests. Not one of them resulted in a police involved.
I believe he is no longer leading up the police. Another example of Animal Farm going on here. Here is the most recent. This was last night. This was less than 10 miles away from where I'm living right now. And it is in a place where I was actually the paramedic in this area first due. And people from the fire department will know what I mean. This was my area. I would have been, if I were in station, the first medic on this scene. But this is absolutely ridiculous. Okay.
Are dead this morning because of this shooting.
Two people
learned
passed
their
away.
ages moments ago. We learned that one of the victims is an 18-year-old woman. The other one is a 20-year-old man, both dead now because of this shooting. We know 28 more people are hurt because of this shooting. Now, we don't know a whole lot about those victims.
This is a holiday weekend. Next week is the 4th of July. And we actually, in the fire department, there's a, I'm sure in other areas of first responding as well, there, is that fireworks or is that gunshots? I was running a call with a partner not long before I stopped working for the fire department. And, I said, I certainly hope you ran over a balloon. But when we got to the hospital, somebody walked in with a gunshot. So we knew that was the same incident. We knew we were in the vicinity.
Victims at this point, but we do know that this all unfolded during a block party here in the Brooklyn neighborhood.
So if 30 people were shot, statistically, 90 rounds probably had to be, because they started moving and things like that. Minimally, how many rounds have to go off for 30 people to be shot? And 2 to succumb to injuries?
Neighborhood in South Baltimore. A couple neighbors told me they were having a blast. It was a good time until it ended in tragedy and gunfire. And you can see that this is still a very active scene here this morning. This is 6th Street and Audrey Avenue. This is actually a couple blocks over from where the shooting happened, but the shooting scene really spans blocks at this point as police try to comb through evidence and try to piece together how this all happened. Police say they responded to the 800 block of Gretna Court at 12:30 this morning. They say they found that 18-year-old woman dead on the scene. Medics took 9 more people to the hospital. That's where the 20-year-old man died as well. 20 people walked into hospitals all over the Baltimore area. Again, we know that 2 people are dead this morning and 3 more people are in critical condition fighting for their lives. Police do not have a suspect at this point, and they're asking anyone with any information to please give them a call.
treat this as if it were your family and how you would want people to treat it if you were.
I'm so stuck on him in the middle of supporting and not supporting. Why don't we just pay him some money to stay off the corner and stop shooting people like you're doing to the squeegee people, who also are shooting people and getting shot? Treat people as if they were your family. I'm not sure that's the right tactic either there, Brandon.
If this was your neighborhood, if this was an event in your community that this happened at.
By the way, this one is from 11 News,
because that's
obviously.
how we have to treat each other as Baltimoreans.
And that was Mayor Brandon Scott at a press conference about an hour ago. Now, police say that they're actively looking through video, trying to figure out who did this and why. We're expecting to get more updates throughout the morning as this is a developing situation, and we promise to bring you those updates on air and online as soon as we learn more. For now, reporting live here in South Baltimore, I'm Brianna Ross, WBAL TV 11 News.
All right, thanks so much, Brianna.
That mayor has a large problem on his plate, because his plans, they're not working. They're not. 30 people, 5 of them potentially will. 2 have already lost their lives. 3 more. 9 people taken by medic unit. That's that's half the medic units in the city. Unless they were taking 2 at a time, which I seriously doubt. Animal Farm. If you haven't read the book, that's what this is. I'd like to know what you think down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and whatever else it is, like, subscribe. Thank you.